What's up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? Your boy is back with the NFL Fourth and Goal Sports Podcast. I'm your host here, my boys Flipside and Was. Hey, what's up, fellas? Happy New Year to you guys, man.
Happy New Year to you, man. Definitely start over again, right?
Yeah, that's right.
New decade,
Yeah. Hopefully it sticks this time. Hopefully everybody didn't drink too much. Hopefully you guys survive your hangover and everything, and hopefully everybody accomplishes what they set out to accomplish in this new year. But anyway, what a football season, fellas. Just to go over it right quick. All of my I think all but two of my divisional winners for my original picks this year I got right. For the AFC, the only ones I got wrong were the Steelers. Let's see, I got the Steelers were the only one I got wrong. Let's see, I got the Texans right. Let's see, I got I had the Texans at 10-6. I had the Patriots at 12-4. They didn't, but they won the East. I had the Chiefs at 10-6. They won the West. I had let's see, and for the NFC, I had the Packers winning the North at 11-5. I was close. I had the Panthers winning the South. I was wrong, but yeah, the Saints won that one. I had the Eagles winning the East, but they got eight. They are 9-7, but I had them at 12-4 this year. And for the West, I had the Seahawks winning at 10-6, but I got that one wrong. No, I had the Rams at 11-5. But yeah. But anyway, Wise, how did this year look for you guys?
I definitely have an AFC North wise on completely off. I thought the Steelers and Browns would go get like 11-5.
Right.
And had high hopes for the Browns, but they definitely fell short of not just mine, but a lot of people's expectations.
Right.
The Ravens at 9-7, but that they still have that winning record. So it's not completely underestimated how much better Lamar Jackson.
Me too.
Was going to be this season. Absolutely phenomenal. He could probably be not just the MVP, but most improved player as well.
For real.
Just in terms of the how much better he could get. I did have the Patriots at 12-4, but I had the Dolphins also around 7-9. Jets at 7-9 as well. I forget the Jets finish.
The Jets finished at 6-10.
Okay, I was almost on the Jets. No, the Jets actually finished 7-9. I'm looking at it right now.
Oh yeah, they did. I had the Jets at 5-11.
Yeah, no, I they didn't really get much out of Le'Veon. They because that 7 wins with Sam Darnold and company. The Patriots, I was right on. Houston Texans, I did have them at 11-5, winning that division, just slightly. And I had the Titans at 8-8, so I almost nailed the Titans as well. But the Jags I had winning. What had the Jags? I had the Jags at 7-9. So Jags just a win short of coming up being accurate. Chiefs, I had a win more. I had them 13-3. Granted, they had home out for a little bit. So,
Yeah.
Yeah. Raiders crew. Gonna say. Trying to look at what else. The NFC North I was off on. I had the.
I wasn't. I got it right on the money. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought the Bears would be okay. And the Vikings would be a little bit better. Although I did have the Vikings winning 10 games, I thought that would be good enough that they probably have a wild card. I didn't think the Packers were going to be as good as they were. I had the Saints winning their division as well, and I did have the Saints at 13-3 actually. So I was right there. And I know I had the Rams. I don't have it written down for the wise, but I know I had the Rams and Seattle had the Niners, so I was completely off of that division as well. But other than that, the Cowboys let me down too.
Yeah.
So yeah, those all offense. But what about you, bud?
not a good year for me for pick teams. I think for the NFC, I have Patriots winning, which was right. But for the North, I had the Browns winning, which went terribly.
Oh God.
South, I had the Texans winning, which they pulled that off from me. West, I had the Chiefs winning. NFC East, I had the Cowboys winning, which they let me down in the last couple games. Then I had the Bears winning, which was, looking back on it now, not the greatest decision to take. NFC South, I had Saints winning. NFC West, I had Rams taking it. Looking at my wild card decisions too, I had the Chargers and Colts taking the wild card spot, and NFC I had the Packers and Seahawks taking the wild card spot.
Mm-hmm.
So Packers and Seahawks just didn't make it the way I expected them to make it, but it was I guess looking back, it was pretty decent, but not the greatest decision making for this year. But I think that's just the case with the NFL. You can't really expect Lamar Jackson to lead the Ravens to a 13-win season or rather the 14
wins.
Oh no, 14-win season or the 49ers to come out of the bullpen.
Yeah, they did a complete 360. Like 360 teams are not they're not that common now. Yeah, the Niners and the Ravens were complete 360 teams from last year. They have potential, but can they really change in such a short time? And the thing is, yes, they did. They impressed.
Yeah. I know at the beginning of the season, I think I told Wise I expected to at least get to 7 or 8 wins because I had hope, and he was on the 49ers. I don't know about them. They might have a decent season kind of thing.
Right.
Kind of like,
right.
I don't know, this might be their year, but I didn't really expect them to have a 12, 13 win season. But
yeah.
Here's the thing with the Niners. If you take a team starting quarterback for the entire year, or essentially for almost the entire year, Jimmy G missed after the third game of the season, so he's out for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
And then you get your starting quarterback the following year, and then you hit in the draft on you hit on Bosa. You hit on Nick Bosa.
Yeah.
You have a steal in like Deebo Samuel, and then you get a couple of guys flourishing, like Mostert, and obviously you have Kittle, arguably the best tight end as a weapon, and then Sherman having a much improved, another much improved season. A lot of things kind of clicked at the same time.
Yeah, so it was a blessing in disguise. Like that bad year for you guys was a blessing in disguise last year.
Yeah, I mean, we had a bad year, but we got the second pick. We got Bosa, and that spark for that defense. You're a blessing in disguise. You got a good draft position out of that, and now we're first.
Yeah.
Speaking of draft position, shout out to the Chargers. They picked the 6th in the draft.
Yeah. Well, fellas, let's go ahead and wrap this up right quick. Wildcard weekend. First up, we got, let's do the AFC first. We got the Tennessee Titans going up against the New England Patriots. Now, mind you, the New England Patriots have not went to the Super Bowl being anything lower than a second seed. So that might be something that guys want to watch out for. Now the Titans, they earned it. They earned that playoff spot. They earned that 6th seed, and they are a team that's solid against a solid team going up against a somewhat crippled New England Patriots team. Don't get me wrong, they still got what it takes to hang in there because postseason ball is different. You got to treat every down like it's 4th down. You got to treat every quarter like it's a 4th quarter, and you got to really treat like every single play like it's your last. So you can't really make any mistakes. My only thing is how is Tannehill going to act in the postseason? How is he going to act? Everything else about them is solid. But the thing is, can you really just be a solid B team against a team that's New England? They might be a C in some areas, but an A plus in other areas. So, the thing is, that's something that you really might want to watch out for. Man, I still do trust New England in this game just because it's a home game for them. Going ahead and give me the Patriots in this game 30-23 over the Titans. Watson, you got Titans, Patriots.
Yeah, so, the Titans, they definitely exposed the Patriots run defense is very serious.
Mm-hmm.
That's definitely in play. And, Tannehill is playing pretty solid. He's somewhat familiar with the Patriots, obviously, with obviously playing for the Dolphins for as long as he is. So he's definitely not familiar with that team. Maybe kind of the teams they run. So I think, obviously, it's going to be a much different situation now playing for Tennessee. And of course, if you're going to be playing the Patriots, in Gillette in the playoffs, and you have to imagine, obviously, Belichick is going to be kind of going to have the advantage coaching wise. And obviously, got Mike Vrabel, who obviously is very familiar with the Patriots organization as well. So you definitely have a lot of knowledge on Tennessee's side that New England may or may not be kind of prepared for. So I think definitely, I think they have better than a country chance at it.
Yeah.
Because obviously, if they can get any sort of rush, any sort of pressure on Brady, they're not going to need too much weapons. Edelman hasn't been as great, and there's really not much help for Brady unless they get Tony Michelle going. So I think it's going to be a very, very tough game for the Patriots to win. However, I can't pick against them. The Titans are still too green, I think, in terms of their experience in this kind of game. So I have to go with the Patriots in this. Just in the first round matchup. Give me the Patriots. I'll put the Patriots win this. It's going to be a really, really close point game. I'll probably say Patriots win this 21-13.
All right, Flip. Who you got? Patriots, Titans.
Like what I was saying, Patriots' weakness on defense is definitely in the running game. So Derrick Henry, I would expect to have at least 100 yards in this game.
Definitely.
They're just going to feed him the ball over and over. Tannehill, like I was saying, he's very efficient. I don't think we're going to see a high turnover game for him. AJ Brown is coming into his rookie season very well. Possible to be a candidate. So this Titans team, along with their defense, they're running against Patriots and problems. We've seen the Patriots struggle a bit in the regular season, but I just have a feeling that Belichick has some plays in store for this pass run. It just seems like when the Patriots in the playoffs, they turn the switch and try to fight their way to the Super Bowl as usual. It's just the weapons aren't really there, so I'm not really high in faith with this team. But I'm just gonna say the Patriots winning just because I can't see them losing in the wild card weekend. So I'll say the Patriots 19-16.
All right.
I think it's gonna be really close and low scoring, but this might be Tom Brady's last year in the league if they win the wild card.
Yeah, we'll see. All right, next we got, this probably might be the game of the wild card weekend. And you guys know how there's always, like every year we preach this, how there's always that one wild card weekend upset, always. But yeah, now we got the Buffalo Bills going on the road against the Houston Texans. Now the Texans rested, they rested DeAndre Hopkins, they rested Will Fuller, they rested Deshaun Watson last week. which to me was a bad move because, like I said, if you're them, you don't want a team from your division in the playoffs. But oh well, that's another story. They're fully rested now, and the Bills, they have fought all season long. The thing is, how they managed to go under the radar for so long, we don't know. But guess what? They're here. They're in the playoffs, and the thing is, they look better this year than they did last time they were in the playoffs, which is 2 years ago. Man, is let's see, is Josh Allen going to rise to the occasion? That's the biggest thing because, like I said, playoff football is different. The thing is, if for the playoffs, the pressure is all of the quarterback. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's on the running backs, the wide receivers, tight ends, all the O line too. But the thing is, this is where the quarterbacks really do have to show and prove their stuff. Now, mind you, even though he came up short, Deshaun Watson has been here before, so he knows what it's like. And the thing is, he's going to be a little bit more comfortable with, one, being in the playoffs before, two, being healthy and fully rested, and three, being at home. So that's a couple things that you might want to look out for. I'm not saying the Bills can't get it done. I will go ahead and say this: if there is one upset of the week, I think it would be this one. That's probably the most. This is probably like Bills beating the Titans. Bills beating the Texans will probably be the most likely upset of Wildcard weekend. But this year, I just don't see it happening. I feel safer picking the Texans in this game. So go ahead and give me the Texans 27-20 over Buffalo. Why? So you got Bills, Texans.
Yeah, this is again, it's a really close game. I like the coaching edge on the Bills. Bill O'Brien tends to kind of love up in the season. There's just been a lot of games where I thought that he might obviously right after the Texans get a terrible loss. Texans defense has been such a staple for them in the past. It's not really as big of a factor in this. So it's interesting to see. I have to say I'm going to go with the Texans in this. However, just because I think the X factor being Deshaun Watson, I think that he's going to have a pretty big bounce back. Obviously, they had a loss in the postseason. Hasn't been a fan for postseason one before. They kind of fell through last year for them, but I think this is a better matchup than it was against the Colts last year. I just, again, I don't know what the Bills are going to be able to do. I think defensively, obviously, the Bills are going to be there. Like I'm kind of racking my brain to think how the Bills can win this game and put up enough points. Just again, granted, I know I like Josh Allen, but I'm just giving it. I think Watson is too much of a big X factor in this game to kind of cancel out what the Bills can do defensively, and what Josh Allen can kind of do with both of them on the lane. I just think Watson's going to step up. And I think offense, and I think also Carlos Hyde. I think overall, offensively, I'll give the edge to the Texans. Defense, I'll give to the Bills. But I just think that the lack of weapons on the Bills side is going to come back to haunt them. So this is the Texans in this game. I'll say the Texans, Sean Watson, pull off a big win. They give me Texans 27, Bills 21.
All right, Flip, who you got? Texans, Bills.
This is an upset game, Dre. This is a game where the Bills just go out and smack all over the Texans. And I don't think the Bills are the underdog in this game. Their defense is going to give Deshaun Watson super problems. That O-line is terrible. He still hangs around in the pocket too long. He's going to get sacked multiple times by that line. Their linebackers are insane. So expect Carlos Hyde to bail him out. Their secondary isn't. Actually, their secondary is actually pretty damn good too. Because what's his name? Tre'Davious White.
Tre'Davious White.
That's point in the league. Yeah. So he's gonna be all one. I think Will Fuller's still not fully healthy. Shoot, I just can't. Texans from the South, and their secondary on the Texans side is not the greatest. J.J. Watt's not going to be there. You could definitely see a John Brown or a Cole Beasley. They're not DeAndre Hopkins and Will Fuller, but they can get it done against that team. So,
right.
I definitely got the Bills winning this one. Give me 27 to 20.
All right. Now for the NFC side, we got the New Orleans Saints going up against the Minnesota Vikings. The Vikings have looked damn good this year. The Vikings are better than I gave them credit for, mainly because of all the weapons they got. Kirk Cousins, now they are stepping it. Now this Vikings Saints postseason match is stepping into familiar territory. And the thing is, like, Minnesota might not be at that much of a home field disadvantage. I think they feel pretty comfortable playing in the Dome. Don't you guys think? Yeah. Yeah. But man, I mean, this probably might be the highest scoring game. This might be the biggest shootout of them all. And it's gonna be to me, it's gonna be one of those scenarios to whoever's got the ball and the last 2 minutes of the game is gonna win. And with that said, I actually like New Orleans' chances a lot better. Go on ahead and give me the Saints 31-21 over the Vikings. Why? Who you got? Saints, Vikings.
Yeah, I like the Saints in this. I just think they're the better overall team. Because I don't think we trusted to perform well in a big playoff game, especially on the road. The Saints offense has been clicking the last month or two. It feels like that. Breeze. I feel like Kamara has been playing a lot better. And obviously, I mean, the Saints offense was okay. But with Kamara, playing like he has been in the past few years, it's definitely a whole new monster. If they can get him going. And then obviously, Michael Thomas, I mean, phenomenal, probably arguably the best receiver in the league. Granted, it's going to be facing kind of a thin secondary, but I just feel like, again, this is possibly Breeze's, last run at this. Granted, he could come back into the year, but obviously, we don't know. We don't know how his health is going to be. Obviously, he had a big injury earlier in the year, and I'm not sure what we're going to be going to see with his next year or two. So I think this is their best chance. They're arguably the second best team in the conference, and I just think where they're at, the weapons they got, I don't see them losing to the Vikings. I think the Vikings will lose this game. I think in true fashion, I think this is going to be kind of a big close game. It's going to be a toughness mistake, possibly a Kirk Cousins interception. I think that cost the Vikings a chance. I'll say the Saints win this 28-23.
All right. All right, Flip, who you got? Saints, Vikings.
Yeah, I don't trust Kirk Cousins a lot, and I think that's the one thing holding back the Vikings from winning the Saints. We've seen the Saints have slow starts before, and the teams have taken advantage of it. But they're just kind of on the high right now. They're just breaking record after record. They're going into this with a lot of momentum. They probably have a grudge with not getting that bye because of some questionable calls.
Yeah.
Once again. So we could see them taking it out of the Vikings. I like the Vikings because I can't imagine Kirk Cousins outdoing Drew Brees this year, especially when Brees had actually like half the season to kind of rest up and not take a lot of hits. He's been kind of chilling now. He's going out there to play some postseason football. So, it just seems like it's in the Saints' favor this year. So I think it's not going to be a blowout or anything, but once the Saints get ahead, I think the Vikings have to move getting there when you're relying on Kirk Cousins to keep the game.
Right.
It's like eventually Kirk Cousins is going to screw up. So give him the Saints 34, Vikings 27.
All right. And last but not least, we got the Philadelphia Eagles at home against the Seattle Seahawks. This is probably one of the first times ever where a home team has a worse record than the wild card spot. I mean, at least in recent memory. Now, I was watching this on the NFL channel. There's only been 6 times where a 6 seed has actually been, or a lower seed has been a Super Bowl winner. Now, a lot of people would argue that the Eagles aren't even supposed to be in there. The only reason why is just because they won the division, which is true. The Seahawks have been kicking ass for the majority of the year. They had a couple slips and stumbles. Now, also, guys, keep this in mind. The last 2 losses from the Seahawks were from divisional opponents. The last 2 losses were from the 4-9-1 Cardinals and the 13-3 49ers. So yeah, that's something that you really got to keep in mind. Now let's call it what it is. The Eagles have not really looked all that good this year. They squeaked in the playoffs just because they got a divisional win and that Cowboys lost. Now, and the thing is, the Seahawks, they play run and gun type of football. Short runs and throwing the ball down the field. Russell Wilson is a damn wizard when it comes to slipping out of the pocket. He might get sacked a few times. He might go for like a 10 or 15-yard loss, but he'll make up with that by throwing a deep ball. Now, the running game. Where do I start? Which team's got the better running game? I mean, by far, the Seahawks do have a better running game right now because they got a 1-2 punch. They got beast mode. He's back, and he showed off in that game against his return against the 49ers. They don't like the only thing that the Eagles could probably rely on is maybe Zach Ertz. He's not even 100%. They say he's gonna play still, but he's not even 100%. He's only playing just to give them a fighting chance. This game actually might be one of the ugliest of Wild Card Weekend. Going ahead and give me the Seahawks 28-17 over the Seahawks. Seahawks 28, Eagles 17. I have the Eagles keeping up with them probably in the first quarter, but then the Seahawks probably going to run away with it in the last half. Waz, what you got? Seahawks, Eagles.
Yeah, the Seahawks have a lot of advantages, especially on offense. On the offensive point, the Eagles are a lot of injuries. Therefore, half the time it's a wonder how they are able to pull off wins. But then again, that's Carson Wentz is a really good quarterback, and he is going to be making his actual, he's going to be making his first playoff appearance. He hasn't been played for the Eagles in the postseason over the last couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
So, he's making his first appearance. I gotta feel like he's going to show out. Granted, out of the Seattle defense, with the exception of Clowney, I'm kind of suspect on. Now, granted, obviously, Clowney can be a wrecking ball on that front line, and if he's going, it's going to be a long day for Carson Wentz. I can definitely see, next class and Lockett tearing up the secondary, and obviously Russell Wilson scrambling, getting that to happen. Now, the Seahawks, to me, they have a lot of close wins. They also they beat Philadelphia earlier in Philadelphia by 8 points. They haven't looked as impressive. I really think Seattle, granted their solid record, I still think they're just a little bit suspect. But I think just because on the talent standpoint, I think they're still good enough and strong enough to win this game. Just unless Carson Wentz plays out of his mind and has like a four touchdown game, I think that's the only way. That's the only way this happens because the defensive collapse on Seattle's part, and Wentz has one game. That's the only way to do this. I don't think they'll win in a low scoring game. I think Seattle's going to put up points. So I think Seattle will win this game. And we'll see a rubber match between San Francisco and Seattle.
Right.
So give me Seattle in this. Seattle wins this 31-17.
All right. All right, Flip, who you got? Eagles, Seahawks.
Eagles just, I don't know, they're very depleted on offense, but it seems like they're pulling third stringers or making plays for them. Do I think those third stringers are going to be able to pull these plays up in Seahawks? Maybe. The Seahawks, they give up points. Carson Wentz does like playing comeback games. This might be one of those. The run defense for the Eagles isn't amazing, so we could see like a Robert Turbin or a Marshawn Lynch run all over him. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game like it was last time these two played.
Mm-hmm.
I think with Wentz having a little bit more experience with these receivers and running backs that are, I think they played a couple, so they're a little bit of experience, so they might have a better game against the Seahawks. And don't see them beating the Seahawks this time around. I think the Seahawks have. They just have a healthier team. They don't have Josh Gordon, unfortunately, but they still have Tyler Lockett. They still have DK Metcalf. And they can just run the ball with anyone at this point.
Yeah.
I don't think he had the greatest game last week, but I mean, what's up?
He's not in shape, Evan. He's not in shape.
Yeah, I think he's got it. I think after that first week, he wasn't in football shape. Maybe after this practice, he might be a little bit better off, but yeah, that might be the thing that hurts the Seahawks in this game. But I'm still going to lean forward to them getting it done just because I think Russ is a better quarterback than Lynch. So give me the Seahawks minus 20 to Eagles 50.
All right. Well, fellas, before we sign out tonight, who is your Super Bowl prediction? I got the Saints and the in Kansas City for my Super Bowl prediction. Wise, what about you?
Beginning of the year, no, I had the Saints, and I can't remember if I had either Kansas City or the Patriots in there.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, Brady Breeze would be a pretty epic Super Bowl. Granted, Brady was a lot older this year, so
yeah,
it wouldn't be quite the quarterback matchup, but it'd be kind of cool.
Right.
However, obviously, I was not anticipating San Francisco looking as great as it did, so that was just based on how the season been so far. San Francisco is one of the more consistent teams this year. I think San Francisco comes out of the NFC and the Ravens come out of the AFC, and we get a Super Bowl rematch.
Oh, all right.
Hopefully with no power interruption.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's in Florida this time, so you might have better luck with that. But yeah. Flip, who you got? Who's your Super Bowl prediction this year?
Yeah, I gotta go with. I think the AFC is a lot for me. I think I'm giving it to the Ravens. But the NFC, I don't know, man. It might just be Saints or 49ers. We saw what they did last time they played. We might. Yeah, I'm going to lean towards the Saints just because I think at the Drew Brees, I think to go out with another ring.
Yeah.
Or at least you have a chance at a ring.
Mm-hmm.
But it could be the Saints or 49ers.
Yeah.
I think those two teams are picked for the NFC.
Yeah. Looks like, I mean, to me, the Saints and the Chiefs are going to pretty much right their wrongs. So I think that's the reason why I think we see them in the Super Bowl this year. But you guys have legitimate claims. You guys have pretty legitimate reasons for why you pick the guys you pick. But I mean, once again, we'll see how it goes. Anyway, that'll do it for this edition of the podcast. As always, I'm your host, and here are my boys, Flip and Waz. Thank you guys for helping me host the podcast, and we will see you guys next week for the divisional predictions. Peace out.